Poppy Swampwater here, and I'm ready to tell you another story. Well, you know that Freddie and I have our house right on the banks of a bayou that's near a swamp, and then there's a bayou, and a bayou is like a river, and so we like to sit a lot of times on our back porch, and we like to look out over the bayou at night. It is so pretty, and you can hear the frogs croaking. I make a terrible frog, don't I? And then you combine that sound with the crickets chirping at night and the cicadas in the trees, and you get and then sometimes you can even hear a turtle. Did you know that turtles make a noise? They go gronk, gronk. Yeah, so when you put all those sounds together at night, and it's a moonlit night, and the moon is shining on the water through the trees and the Spanish moss, and we hear all these sounds, ooh, 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 grog, ooh, 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 ooh. You put them all together at the same time, and it's a symphony. It's beautiful. And I could almost just fall asleep in my rocking chair, just listening to all those beautiful sounds at night. But you know what? Freddie and I have, on the other side of the bayou, there's a tree stump, a big old tree stump. It's up on the bank of the river, and it's cut off to maybe about 2 feet high, something like that. But it's got these big, gnarly roots that come out of it and into the ground. And it's been there for a long, long time. But you know, something's had our curiosity. At night, well, we got to get into our rowboat and go to the land of make-believe just for a little while. So Freddie and I get in our rowboat real quietly. We have it tied on the pier on the back of our house. And because at night we always see this little tiny light shining out from under the roots of that tree stump. And we're wondering, what is making that light? What's under that tree stump? It's a pretty good sized glow of a light. And I thought, I don't think there's such a thing as fairies and elves, but there's something under there. And so we got in our boat and we quietly pushed ourselves off of our pier post with the oar and out into the water. We didn't want to make any noise and disturb anything. We didn't even want to make any noise in the water. So we pushed ourselves to the other side of the bayou. And we got our oars in the boat, and we got as close as we could, and we quietly got out of the boat, and we're walking through kind of some of the tall grasses. It's only about 3 feet away from the bank of the bayou, and we were real quiet, and we saw this bright light still coming out from under the roots. I thought, what is that? And so Freddie and I, he was on one side of this big root, and I was on the other, and we quietly got down to see what's going on under the tree root at night with that bright light. And as we got closer, we could hear a sound. And we we're trying to listen. There was a big old owl in the tree above us, though, and he kept disturbing. He told them that we were here. And we, shh, they're not supposed to know we're here, owl. But he goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. No, owl, shut up, be quiet. And so we went and we quietly got down on our knees and we looked under the tree root, and I could see there was like a little long hallway that was in the dirt that went under the tree root. And there was the light coming from the other end of that hallway, like in a little room back there. And so we just hung around for a little bit and tried to put our ears close to see if we could hear anything coming out of there. And then pretty soon, sure enough, you know what we heard? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Freddie and I kind of looked at each other and we said, you know where all that light's coming from? Those are lightning bugs under there. They're all lit up and they're beautiful, and it's lighting up the whole little room under there. And they're singing about Jesus under there. And they're singing, the whole world was lost in the darkness of sin. The light of the world is Jesus. And all these little lightning bugs were under there praising the Lord. And under this big tree root on the bank of the swamp. So we thought, oh, how cool is that? So we thought, we'll leave them alone. So we quietly snuck back through the grass and then got into our boat again very quietly. We didn't want to disturb them. And then we pushed off the bank again and was able to work our way back to our pier in our own house. But you know, as we got out of the boat and I was in our side yard and I looked up at the sky, and it was a beautiful starry night. I could see the Milky Way, and the stars were just gorgeous out that night. And I said, Freddie, look at the lights in the sky, and there's lights under the tree roots. And if you believe this story, I got a bridge I want to sell you. But it just goes to show the scriptures is right. It says that even the stars sing and they declare the glory of the Lord. And everything that has breath, praise the Lord. Even the little lightning bugs. Isn't God amazing? The littlest bug that knows how to light up and shine for Jesus. And the stars way up there that has a sun and the moon shining on them, and some give off their own light. It says the heavens declare the glory of God, from the biggest stars and planets to the tiniest little lightning bug under a tree stump. God made it all, and he deserves all the praise that he can get. So now, remember, it's time to leave our land of make-believe. But the one thing that is not make-believe is that God made it all, and in its own way, whether it's a lightning bug, or if it's a beaver, or if it's a cow, or if the stars in the sky, or if it's a person, we're all supposed to declare the glory and give praise to God in everything that we do. He made it all. Okay, I'll see you next time from the swamp. Bye-bye. Do you believe that? I love you guys.